Okay, so welcome back, everybody. For today's deep dive,
Yeah.
we're going to be looking at something pretty fascinating. It's called mirroring and matching.
Oh, yeah.
And we get this chapter from a book. And the whole premise of the book is that you can use these techniques, mirroring and matching, to get people to kind of, well, let's just say, come around to your way of thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Full disclosure, we're not here to endorse any like manipulative tactics or anything.
Yeah.
We just want to kind of understand how stuff works.
Right, yeah. It's like, when you
Or
see a magic trick
yeah,
and you just want to know, how did they do that?
huh?
Doesn't mean you're going to go out and start doing magic tricks.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just interesting to kind of see how it works. So basically, and maybe this is a good place to start for people who don't know what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
Mirroring and matching is when you subtly imitate someone's behavior.
Okay.
You know, their body language,
Yeah.
their tone of voice, the words they choose, the whole 9 yards. And you do this
Yeah.
to try to like build rapport with them.
Yeah.
And the really interesting thing is the book argues that it works because it taps into this like really fundamental human need
Yeah.
to connect with people who seem similar to us.
That's right. It's like when someone mirrors our behavior, it gives us this feeling like, okay, we're on the same wavelength here.
Right.
It's almost like a shortcut to building trust and
Yeah,
understanding.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Where's the line between like subtle mirroring
Yeah.
and just straight up copying someone?
Mm.
Because the book really stresses
Yeah.
that you got to be subtle. But how do you know
That's a good question.
when you've gone too far?
That is a good question. I think that's where the observation part comes in.
Okay.
The book actually outlines a 4-step process, and it all starts with paying attention. Really paying attention to the person you're interacting with.
Gotcha.
Like, what's their posture like? Are they leaning in or are they kind of sitting back? What about their hand gestures? Are they using their hands a lot? Or are they keeping their hands still? Even things like, how fast are they talking? And how loud are they talking? These are all clues.
So it's like you're a body language detective.
Yeah, exactly. You're gathering intel.
Okay. And then once you sort of observe their patterns a little bit,
Right.
that's when you can start subtly imitating some of those behaviors.
Exactly. It's not about like mimicking every single thing they do. It's more about finding a way to kind of harmonize with them.
Okay.
Like, two dancers
Yeah.
moving together.
Yeah. So that's where the matching comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're building on that foundation of mirroring to
Nice.
create an even stronger connection.
You got it. So as you start to get a feel for how they like to communicate, you might start to notice certain words or phrases that they use a lot.
Uh-huh.
And you can subtly weave those into your own conversation.
Okay. And what about like energy levels?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because some people are really high energy and some people are more laid back.
Right. And the key is to kind of match their energy level.
So you're not overwhelming them.
Right.
Coming across as like disinterested.
Exactly. You want to find that sweet spot.
Okay, I'm following you so far, but there's this one part in the book that I'm not so sure about.
Okay.
It says that if the other person catches on to what you're doing, like if they realize you're mirroring them, you should just play dumb and deny it.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
that just feels kind of, I don't know, ethically questionable.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. I think it's important to remember that. Mirroring and matching, like any communication tool, can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It all comes down to intention.
So are you saying that it's okay to use these techniques as long as you're not trying to like trick someone or manipulate them?
I think that's a good rule of thumb if you're using these techniques to build genuine connections and to create a sense of rapport. Then I don't see a problem with it.
But if you're using them to try to get someone to do something they would normally do or to take advantage of them in some way, then yeah, that's crossing the line.
And that's crossing the line.
So the big takeaway here is awareness. The more we understand about these techniques,
Yeah.
the better equipped we are to use them ethically and to spot them when other people are using them on us,
Exactly.
whether they're using them for good or for not so good.
Right. It's all about being aware of the dynamics at play.
So start paying attention, folks. You might be surprised by what you notice.
Yeah, it's like a whole new layer of communication to explore.
I love that. And on that note, I'm going to leave you with a question. Does knowing about mirroring and matching make us more immune to its effects? Or could it actually make us even more susceptible?
Ooh,
Something to think about.
that is a good question.
Until next time, happy mirroring and matching.